Today you're going to be learning the absolute classic Stand By Me, and it's going to sound like this. This song is perfect for beginners because there's only 4 chords, and I've got 2 different variations for you, one with just simple strumming and then one with the walking bass line. So let's get straight into learning it. So we're in standard tuning today, which means our strings are going to be E, A, D, G, B, and E. So make sure you've got your guitar in tune first so that your chords are sounding nice, and then we can work on the chords together. And if you want to learn other songs that are perfect for beginners just like this one, you can find them in my free 5-day beginner course, which you'll find in the description below. In that, there's a great lesson that will help you with your rhythm in songs like this one, where it can be a little bit tricky, as well as some chords that are going to get you learning 15 other beginner songs that are perfect for you to learn. So check it out in the description of the video, and now we can get on to Stand By Me. So our first chord is going to be a C major. Now for the C major, you're not playing the 6th string at all. We're just playing the 5th to the 1st string, and we're going to go 3rd fret of the 5th string, 2nd fret of the 4th string, open 3rd string, 1st fret of the 2nd string, and then open 1st string. Now if you see that chord chart up there, you'll see that the strings correspond to what I've just said. So if you held your guitar up like this, you'd see those strings correspond with the graph up there, alright? So just follow along with the graph if you're not sure, and then you get your C major. Alright, make sure all of the strings are ringing out. That's a C major. Then we're going on to an A minor. We're just moving one finger, and that's going to be our ring finger from the 3rd fret of the 5th to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And we're going those 5 strings again. That's our A minor. So make sure you got that one down, then we can go on to an F major. Now as you might already know, the F major can be really tricky to play with a bar chord, so I'm not going to make you work on that today. Today we're just going to be playing an F major 7, which is an easier version of an F. It does sound a tiny bit different, but you won't notice that too much. So we've got our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. We're not playing the 6th string again. Pinky on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. Middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and we've got an open 1st string. That's an F major 7. And then we've got a G major. For this one, we're going to use our ring finger on the 6th string, so we've got 3rd fret of the 6th, 2nd fret of the 5th, open on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, and then our pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So we should have, and that's our G major. So we've got C major, we've got an A minor, we've got an F major 7, and then we've got a G major. Now you'll notice this song has quite a funky rhythm, so I'll show you how that works, but first off we're going to start off with the strumming version before we can get into the walking bass line, so that you understand the rhythm and the chords we need to be playing. So let me just play those first 2 bars for you so that we can work on the rhythm together. Now let me count those out, and hopefully this will make sense to you. So we're going to go counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so on the 1, we're doing a single down strum on the C major. 1 and 2. So that's slapping there or just muting on the 2nd beat. Alright, so you should mute all of those strings as you're slapping down there. It doesn't need to be a slap, it can just be a mute. But I do like the slap if you can get that. Alright, so 1 and 2 and. On the and after the 2, we're going to strum again. So 1 and slap, strum. Strum and slap, strum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're slapping there on the 4th beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, if this is hard to get, don't worry, because this is the rhythm throughout the whole song. So once you get this one bar, you'll understand how the rhythm works throughout the whole rest of the song. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So why don't you grab that C major shape and then we can work on it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 more times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So hopefully you're getting that rhythm. Let's work on it one more time a little bit faster and then we can get into the chord progression. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 2 more times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So hopefully you've got that rhythm down. Now we can go on to the chords that we're going to play. We're going to play 2 bars to start off with on our C major. 1, 2, 3, 4. And second bar. Now we're going to go onto an A minor for 2 bars. So remember your A minor shape. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now this is going to be the hardest chord change. We've got to move our middle finger down to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. As you already know, we're going on to an F major 7. But the difference here is we're only playing 1 bar. So far we've got our C major for 2 bars. Then onto an A minor for 2 bars. Then onto our F major 7 for 1 bar. Then we're going to go onto our G major for 1 bar. And then back to our C major for 2 bars. So we're going to put that all together in a second. We'll work on it slowly and then play it up to speed as well. So you might want to try with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, 2 bars. F major 7. G major. C major for 2 bars. Alright, and that's actually our whole chord progression that we need to know. That goes throughout the whole song, so you'll just keep on repeating that. Now to make sure you've got the structure down, we're starting with an intro, which is just going to be played like that. Like you already know. Then we've got a verse, then a chorus, and then we're going to go interlude, verse, chorus. Exactly the same thing, and then interlude, verse, chorus. It's a really simple song, a very simple structure, and once you've got that chord progression, you can play through it with that strumming technique. But if you do want more of a challenge, we can work on that walking bass line. Alright, and that can be a little tricky to play at times, but it does sound really nice once you get there. So even if you are a beginner, it's worth working on these. So the walking bass line is going to start with a really simple. Alright, now we're doing the same chord progression we've already learned, but this one is just going to lead us into that C major. Alright, so we're going 3rd fret of the 6th string. That's with our ring finger because we're about to use our ring finger right near there. So we're going 3rd fret of the 6th string, 2nd fret of the 5th string, and then 3rd fret of the 5th string. Alright, so ring finger, middle finger, ring finger. And it's going to be quite a sharp end to that 3rd note. So you'll hear that last one. I'm just lifting my ring finger off a tiny bit because I don't want that note to ring out. You can hear that you don't quite get the feel for the rhythm when I go. So that's why it's short and sharp. Alright, so 3rd fret of the 6th, 2nd fret of the 5th, 3rd fret of the 5th. Try that with me, so I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And again, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to strum with our C major after that. So if I count that out, it will have the same rhythm as before. So we're leading up into the bar. We're going 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So on the 4, we're changing back off that C major. So just to recap there, it'll be 1 and 2 and. Just like how before we were going 1 and 2 and. So just after that second beat on the and, we're strumming down. So it'll be. So we're repeating that one twice on that C major. Just a single down strum on that C major after our little riff. And then that same rhythm is going to continue into the next bar. We're going on to our A minor now after our first 2 bars on the C major, as you already learnt. We're going to go, so that's 3rd fret of the 5th, 2nd fret of the 5th, and then open 5th. And remember that one's going to be a short one, so. But here it's going to be a little different for the 2nd bar of the A minor. So we're going, then, so that's 3rd fret of the 6th string, and then open 5th string, and we're holding that 3rd fret a little bit longer. So it'll be, so that's our 2 bars of A minor. Let's go through that slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and. And then going on to our F major, we're going to go open 5th, 3rd fret of the 6th, and then 1st fret of the 6th string. And remember that one's short. Alright. And then on our F major 7. And then remember that one's only 1 bar on the F major, so then we're going to go up to our G major. So what I'm doing there is 1st fret of the 6th string, open 5th string, then 3rd fret of the 6th string. But remember we're using our ring finger there so that we can get our G major. So, and again. And then we're going to go straight back into our C major. As you already learnt before. Now let me put that together. Now as you learnt at the start, we've got 2 bars of C major, 2 bars of A minor, 1 bar of F, 1 bar of G, and then 2 bars of C major again. So you already know that. We're just putting it together with that walking bass line. We're going 1 and 2 and 3 and. And then we'd repeat that whole thing again. Now before we finish off, I want you to work on that with me because it's important that you put that into practice, not just know the theory behind it. So let's try and work on that. I'll count you in 3 beats, and on the 4th beat we'll start with our riff. Alright? 1, 2, 3. Now let's play that through one more time so that we can get it up to speed together. 1, 2, 3. So that's our whole advanced version with the walking bass line as well as some strums, but you might want to change it up throughout the song so that you're not just repeating the whole thing at the same time. So maybe in the choruses, you want to just go straight back into your just the strumming rather than going the whole riff as well. So maybe in the intro and the verses, as well as the interludes, you want to play the riff. And then in the choruses, you might want to play. That just gives it a bit of variety as well, so that you're not playing the exact same thing the whole time. Now, well done on making it this far, and don't forget that if you're looking to work on your rhythm, your strumming, or your beginner chords, you can find a great resource in my free 5-day beginner course. And otherwise, that was Stand By Me, and I'll see you next time.